Hello everyone, and welcome back to the River Lethe, where we are continuing Avernum, Escape from the Pit. Last time we talked to the sage Theral, and we talked to Tor, the blacksmith quartermaster type guy, and we got the lowdown on some basic stuff about Avernum and what we should do now that we've been cast into the darkness. So what I'm going to do for a little bit here is just explore Fort Avernum. Usually when I get to a town, I probably won't record all of my exploring. That might get a little bit dull. If I do find anything interesting when I explore a town, I will tell you about it at the beginning of a video. So we're just going to look around this town though, just to show you how everything gets laid out here. So when you go to a sign, it'll always say something like, it'll tell you what the sign says: surface goods storage, unauthorized Avernites keep out. So this is probably a locked door. There might be some guards in there. When you steal things or do something illegal near guards, you will get attacked. So keep that in mind. It's just like every other role-playing game. And also, just like every other role-playing game, guards are pretty beastly. So don't go starting a fight in town unless you are prepared to deal with the consequences. But let's see what else is around here. Well, doesn't seem to be anything in here. Some nice chairs, a bunch of scrolls. Varen. Did we already talk to Varen? Varen continues to walk around Fort Avernum. Oh, he's the guy that asked us to go to Silvar. That's right. So we asked, who is he looking for? And he says, people like you. People with talents, skill, with a blade or magic. The sort of people who could help Avernum. Help Avernum to what? Varen looks grim. To survive. Our battles are, whether you like it or not, your battles. Your aid may be the thing that tilts the balance in the favor of every human in the underworld. I would like to know more about your offer. I've said all I have to say. You should go west to Silvar. The mayor can say more. Now, please excuse me. He nods and walks off, looking for other potential recruits. Okay, let's go check out this sign. Visitors' chambers. Feel free to rest here. Okay. Let's see. There's a chest. So if you are going to open chests and you don't know about how people respond, no, you can't close doors. I thought you could close doors. Well, it doesn't look like anyone can see me, so I'm going to check out this chest. Alright, there's nothing in here. All these are just guards, they don't have names. Fort Avernum Barracks. Let's go in here. Guard. Again, it's not necessarily the best idea to go around opening chests when you can be seen. So we're not going to do that. There's Varen again. Here's a new name, Acacia. Let's talk to her. You meet a powerfully built woman. She wears chainmail with a sun insignia painted on the chest. It is faded and chipped, but still visible. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. She sizes you up and nods slightly. Heard you've been fighting from the moment you got here. You didn't just curl up and die. I approve. She shakes your hand. I'm Acacia. What's that design on your armor? You point out the insignia. It's a crude drawing of the sun. This? It's our symbol, the seal of Avernum. It reminds us of where we came from and where we hope to return to. Are you a soldier here? Yes, I'm the guard captain of the barracks here at Fort Avernum. We got a bunch of good men here, and when the Nephilim come for us, we'll give them a good run. We work best on defense. Let's see, what else? Why are the Nephilim attacking you? They were thrown down here by the Empire just like us, and they've always hated humans. We haven't attacked anybody. We just want some caves to call our own. Not good enough for our foes. They won't rest until every human is on their dinner plates. Okay, apparently they don't just hate us, they eat us. Tell me about this fort. It's one of the most important places in the whole underworld. For us, I mean. If the Nephilim take Fort Avernum, Arriving humans fall into their hands, and then she draws her thumb across her neck and makes a charming noise. That was me making a charming noise. I wasn't actually like, hawking a loogie there. I have another question. Acacia says, I've got guard duty, and from the look of you, you're ready to go out and look for action. What do you want before I go? Any advice on where I should go? Anywhere. Wherever you go, there will be someone trying to take our land or find a tasty human to eat. Though most warriors who arrive here head west to Silvar first. The mayor there has a soft spot for new arrivals. Of course, some people want to find a way to escape the underworld. Fools, if you ask me. We had one of them through just a few weeks ago. Tell me more? Well, I met him. Someone tried to use one of those strange blue crystals to make a portal to the surface. It was a mad idea, and it wouldn't work. We made the fool leave before he gave any new exiles ideas. What strange blue crystals? When the first people arrived in Avernum, they found a few of these bizarre crystals. When you looked into them, they talked to you, spoke in your mind. Most of them are lost, but there are a few still around, if you look hard. Some of them even teach you interesting things, when they don't drive you mad. What was his name? I can't remember. He said he was heading up to Formello, though. They're welcome to him. People who trifle with unknown magics are dangerous to everyone around them. That's all for now, thanks. Okay, so we learned something interesting and new there. So there's someone up towards Formello that might be interesting to talk to, and we learned about crystals that can teach us things, so skill crystals. Alright, guard, no, don't care about them. So you can see there's a lot to do in every town. There's another person up there we'll go talk to. Things of particular interest are marked with these exclamation things on the mini-map. So the things you absolutely need to go to will be pointed out for you. Everything else is up to you to find on your own. Let's talk to Diane. You see a quiet, frail woman. She is picking mushrooms. They are big, bloated, brown things, different from any such fungus you ever saw on the surface. When she notices that you are watching her, she blushes and stares into her basket. Greetings, she says in a quiet voice. I'm Diane. Those are big mushrooms. Aren't they? Lovely things, though the taste is bitter. They are most of what we eat down here, and drink, and what we feed our livestock. They don't grow on the surface. No. The wizards of the Tower of Magi created them, using ordinary mushrooms and powerful magic. We depend on them. Without them, we could not live down here. Another question? Diane is still picking mushrooms. She smiles shyly at you. What do you do here? I came here with Tor, my husband. Now that I am here, I help as best I can. By cooking, mainly. You're the cook? Well, a couple times a week I cook meals for everyone here. I'm actually a very good musician, and I sing. But there's not much call for that around the fort. Oh well, we won't be here forever. Could you sing something for me? She sings a song for you, which you've never heard before. It is long and sad about life in the caves and missing the sun above. She has a beautiful voice. I have met Tor. He gave me some supplies. Ah, yes, your arrival allotment. We all got it when we came down here. Otherwise, everyone who arrived in Avernum would be poor and desperate. Then they'd rob people and end up in the Abyss. What is the Abyss? It's far to the west of here. It's where we send the criminals. Not everyone the Empire sends down here is kind or sane. Those who can't live with us in peace are sent to the Abyss to live apart. Let's see, we can rage against the double banishment these people suffer, or we can say that, look, no matter where you are, you're going to have a place to put people that can't live in society. So, let's go with that seems reasonable. Indeed, when the Empire sends murderers down to live with us, we have little other choice. Alright, we've already done all this, and thanks, goodbye for now. So you can see from the minimap, we don't have much more exploring to do. It is worth pretty much exploring almost everything in this game, because, let's see if he'll, Okay, my tool use isn't high enough. Because you will often find not just good loot that you can steal if you feel so inclined. There will be encounters, and you get XP for unlocking doors, as you just saw. See? So, you know, that's good. And if no one can see you, you can engage in some theft. So these are worth a lot. These are not. So I'm going to do some thievery and see what happens in this game. You stole the item without anyone seeing you, so that means basically, you know, nothing bad happens. So this is, you know, while I'll be playing these characters as generally not terrible, evil people, whoa, cave cow. There's a certain amount of stealing that is just almost required for you to be able to get the best things in a game. It's a little bit inconsistent in terms of actual role-playing, but that's just the way it's going to go. So let's go check out these last couple rooms. Did we talk to you? Dunbar. I think we talked to you. You walk around with Dunbar as he tends to the fort. Yeah, I already talked to this guy. So it's looks like this is a storeroom where the surface goods the Empire occasionally sends down through the portal are stored before they're distributed throughout Avernum. Understandably, goods from the surface are very valuable down here. There's a barrel. I could steal a lovely crystal. Let's see. So once again, I'm gonna see if I can manage to see. If you can see them, they can see you. So if you want to wait for them to go out of sight, you can press spacebar. Right. So now it looks like we'll be okay in stealing this. Yeah. Let's go down here. We are not authorized. Oh, my tool use wasn't high enough for that first thing. What's this on the table over here? Bag of sugar. All right, people like their sugar. Okay, so we've done about what we can here. You can see the whole mini-map is explored. We will do what has been heavily suggested that we do by everyone. We are going to go west to Silvar. You step out of Fort Avernum and get your first good look at your new home. You are at the east end of an enormous cavern, many miles across. In the dim, green light, you can look out through the mist and see a huge forest of the strange fungal trees. A dark river flows by to the south, and to the west, you can dimly make out the lights of a town. Although you're far underground, it's not as quiet and peaceful as you thought it would be. Sounds echo well in this cavern. You can dimly make out the hisses of lizards, flowing water, and, unnervingly, the growls of distant humanoids. Your journey into Avernum is about to begin. Okay, so now we go out into a larger map where you see we travel as a group of 4. There are wandering encounters that you can deal with. This is Fort Avernum, so if we were to run into it again, we'd enter into that map once more. So let's walk around. There's no way to tell what these are, I don't think, by mousing over them. Doesn't look like it. So we'll just see what happens. There is a patrol of Avernite militiamen watching the road between Fort Avernum and Silvar. Their weapons and armor are crude and dented, clearly passed down from warrior to warrior for decades. They warn you to watch out for goblins and bandits, and then continue their patrol. So we get the sense that this has been going on, obviously for a long time, because there's a lot of people down here. They've built entire cities. So that gives you a kind of notion of the scope of this prison program that the Empire has. They found a great place to send every undesirable, and so they've sent quite a lot of them. and now the undesirables have had time to basically form their own civilization, maybe replicating the problems and whatnot of the surface. So instead of going to this town, let's go to this house and see if something interesting happens. No. All right, let's go to this town. Okay, there's music. That's interesting. All right, so we are now in Silvar. You enter one of Avernum's cities. Well, they would call it a city. By Empire standards, it's a miserable collection of crumbling stone hovels perched on the shore of a black, icy river. The dim, green glow from the luminescent moss above gives everything an eerie look. As you enter, one of the guards mutters, "Welcome to Silvar, newcomer. Strangers are welcome here, if they watch themselves." They wave you by. Cheery. Okay, lots of statues. Looks like someone here. Here's rations and supplies with Carol. Let's talk to Carol. The strangely familiar smell of baking fills the air here. It smells like bread, and yet it's off somehow. There is a pale woman working behind the counter. She has the jitters. She says, "I'm Carol. We have bread for sale, if you want." I know it said jitters and not stutter, but, that's how I'm going to represent it to you. "You bake bread in Avernum?" "Yes, but with mushroom flour. It doesn't work. Not really. I mean, it's food, but oh, how I miss the surface." "What do you make here?" "Well, you can buy bread and other food, and I have some cows." "How do you like raising cows?" "Well, I try to take care of the poor dears. I'd love to sell you some milk." She chuckles for no apparent reason. "But whenever I'm out with them, I hear noises." "Noises, you say?" "Sounds like a side quest, everyone." "Yes, out behind my shop. Clunking and stuff. Makes me nervous." This much is obvious. "By the way, how did you get cows down here?" "Sometimes the Empire is merciful and sends a few cows through the portal at Fort Avernum. Most of them die down here. A few have adapted, though. They're pale and sickly, but they survive on fungus. They're a good source of milk and meat." Let's see. Do I want to say, "Oh, gross"? Nope, I'm going to be pragmatic here. "I suppose you have to make do with what you get." "True enough. Most of the time, though, we just eat giant lizards. Even though the fungus the cows eat makes their milk and meat disgusting, they're still a luxury compared to lizard meat." Well, that tells you something about lizard meat. "Oh, I'd like to buy some food." I wouldn't actually like to buy some food, just the way that I had to do that. "Thanks, that's all for now." All right, so let's go behind her shop and find the source of this clunking. Okay, is there like a secret door? She's out with the cows. She hears noises. How do I get out back there, I wonder? This is Mayor Jonathan. All right, so we're in City Hall. A young man in nice, well-cut robes shuffles papers behind a desk. A fine cloth sash, only somewhat threadbare, crosses his chest. A gold amulet hangs from around his neck. He seems pleased to see you. "The new arrival, I see. Glad that you made it to see me. I am Jonathan, Mayor of Silvar, one of the 6 proud cities of Avernum. I would very much like to speak with you." "You knew that I was coming?" "Oh yes. When someone with promise for the defense of Avernum comes down through the portal, words get sent ahead immediately. I was also told to apprehend a brigand named Lagrin, though he has thus far escaped our grasp. So I will be sort of not incredibly rude. I would be happy to speak with you." "Your courtesy does you credit. This is a harsh land, but not entirely uncivilized. I simply wanted to ask. You are here. It is done. It cannot be undone. What are your plans from here?" So I could say revenge. I could say escape. A warrior. I want to find a home and be left alone. So let's again just sort of be like, pragmatic. I've been sent down here. I have a job that I did on the surface. I want to continue doing that job. I am a warrior. I want to fight. Clearly this is the berserker speaking for everyone. No one else seems to talk at all. Because obviously my sorcerer, she wants to be down here probably to study magic unrestricted or something to that effect. But number 3 is what we'll go for. I am pleased to hear it. Avernum is always under threat from Nephilim and Slith Zerakai. We need brave souls to fight to defend us. Before you go, in fact, I can provide you with some employment. A way to use your skills in this harsh land. I am interested. I am glad to hear it. Have a seat. We can discuss our humble settlement and what I am trying to do to improve it. Alright, so let's ask him some general questions. I'd like to know about what you are wearing. Are you referring to my sash and my amulet? They are the symbols of my power as mayor and councillor. What can the amulet do? It can be used to send me messages from the castle, the capital of all Avernum. It is in the Great Cave. Alas, the power does not extend to me sending messages back. What can the sash do? Hang from my shoulder and require laundering. It is only power as a symbol, and yet symbols can be very effective. He sits calmly behind the desk, inspecting several letters and reports. They are written on crude papyrus, probably the closest thing to paper they can get down here. You notice that, as he reads, he nervously fingers the sash around his chest and the gold necklace around his throat. What do you do here? I am the mayor of this fine city and a member of the Avernum Council. Keeps me busy. My farm has been sadly neglected during my tenure. What is the Avernum Council? Well, Avernum has 6 large cities, and this is one of them. The mayors of each of them form a council which co-rules with King Micah. It works very well, actually, and I'm proud to be a member. Does the Empire know that we have government down here? The Empire may control everyone and everything on the surface, but it knows precious little about what happens down here. We have our own laws, our own customs, and our own history. I feel like there are more things I could have asked them here. Towns here have mayors? Of course, we're not savages. I settle the odd dispute, I order the troops. If and when we get attacked, I marshal the defenses, and I take care of the records. It's a lot of work. Where are the records kept? In the room to the west. They're not very interesting, true, but necessary. I keep track of everybody I can find who comes to Avernum. Someday, people will want to know what happened down here, and when they do, my records will be here. Alright, let's ask about that job. Silvar is digging out a sewer. The excavation is taking place under our feet. Alas, this work has been stalled, as the tunnels below have been infested with worms. Big ones. If you can go down below and find how the creatures are entering the tunnels under my city, I will present you both with a reward and some valuable advice. Why are you building a sewer? For exactly the same reason anywhere ever builds a sewer. And in these caves, it's much harder for waste to rot away. It is an urgent issue. Otherwise, things get very disgusting. How can I enter the sewers? There are 2 entries, in the northwest and the northeast corners of the city. The northwest entrance will place you closer to the infestation. Can't you give me the reward and the advice now? I don't really want to ask that question, it's stupid. First, let me see a demonstration of your skills. That will tell me much about how Avernum can best make use of you. Thanks, that's all for now. Okay, let's check out his record room. I can't. Alright. Job board. A staple of RPGs. This is a cave wood board at the south end. There is a cave wood board at the south end of this path, hanging from 2 posts. Several sheets of papyrus have been tacked to it. This must be a job board, where people in need of assistance can post appeals for help. Picks and shovels, misplaced knowledge, message, fort, dove, no, bat swarms. I'm not going to read all these. I'm just going to, you can pause the video and read them if you like. And so, actually, I'm going to read them to myself quickly. Okay. I just always do all of these things in an RPG. Bats. can't stop here. It's bad country. Alright, so we got lots of side quests. I'll also try and figure out how much of each quest or side quests I show you on this stream, on these videos. I may just keep it to largely the main quests. How do I get back here? I want to deal with the... Can I go this way, or will that automatically make me go out of the city? Okay, good. This looks like... Maybe I have to get there through... Maybe it's the worms. Anastasia's armor. Alright, so I think this episode has gone on long enough. I am going to cut it off here, and then we'll come back next time, and what I will do is I will explore the city a little bit without recording, and then when we start recording we will be down in the sewers. So, thank you for watching. If you've liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and until next time, I don't care what you do.